Okay, so we're live. We've got 3 people. Haven't seen anything in the chat yet. Hello, whoever. Walter's just finishing making us a. I think your head's going to be cut off. Actually, no, I guess you're okay. Okay, so Craft and Bev is here. Hi, Stephen and Walter. Hi, Craft and Bev. By the way, my name's spelt with a V. Not a PH. I spell it the right way. Yeah. Whatever. You can call me anything you want, just not asshole. Okay. And Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy. And can everybody hear us and see us okay? Oh, Craft and Bev says, sorry, I'm using speech text on my phone. I forgot to change it. Sorry. It's okay. I'm not offended by it. Most people spell Stephen with a PH, it seems. I don't know why mine's spelled with a V. I guess my parents decided they wanted something different with that. So we'll just wait here a couple of seconds.
Could have been worse. She could have been spelled with some other letter. Could have said like S-T-E-V-A-N or something.
Stavan? Stavan?
Like that. Kevin, that we know.
Oh yeah. Kevin. Yeah, so what do we have? We got 7 people there. Okay, people, identify yourselves, please. Let us know who's here and where you're from. And then we'll get started. Oh, Catherine Borbex. Hello, you must be new. Where are you from, Catherine? I keep notes. And just get write that down. Hello from Chile, Australia. That's Alexis and Melinda Art Space. I think you're new too, are you not, Alexis and Melinda? Because I don't believe I've seen you on here before, and you're welcome to be here, of course. And Chile and Australia, so what part of Australia are you from? And Catherine is from Allentown, PA. And, oh, Mila's here. Hello, boys and everyone. Hello, Mila. Mealy. Mila. Mealy. I'm never going to get your name right. I'm so sorry.
What did she say her name, how you pronounce it before?
Well, I think she mentioned that it's like Melissa without the is on the end, but I'm still not sure how you'd say that.
So wouldn't that be Malia?
Malia? Are we anywhere near close?
Or Millie? I'm
not sure. Alexis and Melinda Art Space. Caught a few, but a while ago. I'm in Bendigo, 2 hours north of Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
Okay. BMC 9605 is here, and that's Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Yes, Mila says, yes, Walter gets it right. So how'd you say it?
No.
If
it's Melissa, it's
Malia?
Melia. Or Melissa? Melly? I don't know.
I don't know why we're having such a problem.
I don't know. I had different pronoun. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we just call her Mel?
She says, yup. Got that. Okay. Yeah, can we just call you Mel? Would you mind? We're tripping over our tongues here for some reason.
Or Melia. Or Melia.
Yeah. And Brenda wants to know what we are drinking. We are drinking
a real Canadian drink.
This is a Canadian drink. It looks like something you can get in the States or other parts of the world, but this is a Canadian drink. It can be gotten in the States now, although at one time they could not. So does anybody know what we're drinking? Take a close look. There's a piece of celery that's in it. The glass has been rimmed with like a celery salt. And what happened to the live chat here? Miss Purple Potato is here, and that is Jody. Greetings, everyone. Jody from Colorado.
This version of it is also non-alcoholic.
Okay, Mel says Bloody Mary.
Close.
Very close. Brenda says tomato juice and beer.
Ooh.
No, but actually it does look a little dark, I suppose, depending on what the light's showing up. But nope, definitely not
Actually,
that.
this is actually non-alcoholic. That's the non-alcoholic version.
Yeah, we're drinking
Because-
virgin ones, actually. Anita's here. Hi, Stephen and Walter from Anita. So, anybody else got a guess? Bloody Mary is what it is. It's a close cousin to the Bloody Mary. It's actually called a Caesar. And what's the difference between a Caesar and a Bloody Mary? A Caesar uses not tomato juice, something like tomato juice. It's called Clamato juice. And Clamato juice is actually tomato juice and clam juice combined. I know it might sound a little gross, but
Actually, we don't like seafood.
we don't like
this
seafood,
stuff.
but this tastes okay. It doesn't taste like fishy or it doesn't taste like clams.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, a bottle's here.
And it's spicy, too. There's some spice in this as well.
This is the bottle of the stuff that we're.
There it is, Clamato juice. Brenda says she loves Clamato juice. The reason I said this was more of a Canadian-style drink is because at one point in time in the States, they didn't have Clamato juice. It's a Canadian company at one time, I don't know if there's still a Canadian company, that makes it. And they didn't have it in the States. So if you went to the States and you ordered a Caesar, they'd look at you funny or thought you were trying to order a salad.
Yeah, it also has Worcestershire sauce in it, and it has or where is that sauce? Worcestershire sauce
Tabasco sauce.
and Tabasco sauce
And Worcester sauce.
a little bit of celery salt in the drink itself.
Yeah. Brenda says she loves Clamato juice. And Mel says, what's the difference between Bloody Mary and Caesar? The latter killed more people. Yeah, true. Looks like V8 juice, Anita says. And yeah, it's like it, but it's not. It doesn't taste like that.
It has its own unique flavor.
It's definitely, it doesn't taste like tomato juice, although it's got tomato base. It doesn't taste like clam juice. And it doesn't taste like V8. It's unique unto itself.
Yeah, V8 actually has a lot of sugar in
Yeah.
it. It doesn't have a lot of sugar in it.
Hayes is here. Why do I not have Hayes on my list? Hayes Yardley. Hayes, I probably asked you this before, but I don't remember. Where are you from? And Cindy's here. Hello, boys. How's it hanging? Oh, about 3 feet. No. You know, gravity's not your friend at our age. Everything just hangs. Not comfortably.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, well, really? Well, we're going to go that line, are we? So what goes well with the drink? Well, Special K potato chips in cheddar and in plain with, for dipping, tzatziki and spicy hummus. And these chips are a little stale, and I'm getting kind of sick of Special K chips. But Cindy says, wow, you got me at hello. And B is here. And Hayes is from Derbyshire, UK. Am I saying that? Derbyshire.
Derbyshire.
Or Derbyshire. Derbyshire.
Okay.
Rented lips. UK. Okay. Oh, and did I find out Alexis and that they were from up in... just trying to catch up here on where everybody's... if you had it, would you add vodka? Yeah, actually, we debated.
We have vodka.
We had vodka. But, you know, to be honest...
Actually, with this, because they're spicy and stuff, you add vodka, and actually it really doesn't taste any different. So
No.
this way I can drink it faster and not get bombed.
Yeah. Although we're funnier when we're bombed. Maybe. Okay, I was just looking for Alexis and we'll get started here. I'm just trying to... Oh, yeah, Alexis and Melinda Art. And they were in north of Melbourne, that place called Ben... Do you know that place? Bendigo?
Okay, I didn't look at it on the map.
Yeah.
I sort of focused on the main city, so...
because we are, as everybody that's a regular here knows, we are going to Australia in February. So, and we're going to Melbourne to start with, but we're going everywhere. Okay, so let's get into things here. Anita says, we've had great weather today. High 50s. Finished our outdoor Christmas decor. That's good. And Hay says, pronounced phonetic. Derbyshire. Derbyshire, she says. Derbyshire. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. But I have to say it with a Canadian accent. Sorry. Eh? Don't you know? Eh? Anyways. Okay, so what's up today? Well, you probably saw the teaser this morning, just to let you know and to remind you that we were coming on 1 hour later today because I just got home from doing an art journal class at our local scrapbooking store, and I do those once a month, usually the first Sunday of every month. I'm not doing another one, though, until April because January, it comes too soon right after New Year's, so people are busy still recuperating from the holidays. Then in February, we go to Australia. We don't come back until around March 8th. So that cuts into the time. So I'm not going to do it again until April. Gives everybody a long rest, although they all signed up for it today. I think I got a full house, even though it's not going to be for 4 months with that. But that's okay. Makes me feel good. Purple Potato says, I've got to address you by your proper name, Jody, says, anxious to hear how your class went today. It went well. We did ATC cards. Now, I have to admit, I'm not into ATC cards. I mean, you know, nothing against them. I don't know, I think it's because of the size. They're so small, and I like working on a bigger area. But two of the ladies in my group who are regulars, they've been, you know, they're big into these ATC cards, and they wanted me to do a class with them. I suggested they teach the class because they would know more about them than I did. But anyways, I did some research, I did some experiments, and yeah, we did the class today, and people seem to be okay with it. Some people are like me, they said, well, you know, I've never really done them before. It's okay, we did them today, I learned something new, but, you know, they're like me, not really into the ATC card thing. Although, having said that, I made a bunch of Christmas ones today, and I think I'll scan them. And I think I'll blow them up, and I can use them as backgrounds on journal pages, or you could use them even as cards as well. I guess the whole philosophy around ATC cards, and if you don't know what ATC stands for, if you've never done them, it's artist trading cards, and they're 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And the idea is you're supposed to share them. You're supposed to trade them with other people, you know, like
baseball cards.
Yeah, like baseball cards. And there's a special little thing you put on the back that has your name, the date it was created, and whether or not it's a theme or a title or something like that. Which I guess it's all a big thrill. So these two ladies that are in the class, they want to start a regular meeting once a month on an evening or something where anybody that was interested in making ATC cards and sharing them could come. So they've started a list, and they're going to do that. I'm not leading that class. It's not really going to be a class. It's going to be more like a little social kind of club where they do this and they'll share their ideas and things like that, which is good. It's, you know, they'll probably get a few people that are really interested in doing that. So anyways, my class went very well. Thank you for asking. And they're a nice group. I usually have the same ones every time, and, you know, this was class number 13. So getting to know them pretty well. So let's see, what are people talking about here? It's pronounced Bendigo. It's a cool gold mine. You can go down 228 meters into the mine. Very cool. Oh, okay. That's 2 hours from Melbourne. I wonder if it's would that be on our way? Because when we leave Melbourne, we have a rent a car and we're making...
You said north of Melbourne. We're not going north of Melbourne.
Oh, where are we going?
We're going west of Melbourne.
West
towards Adelaide.
Oh, I thought if this was Sydney and this is Melbourne, I thought Adelaide was over here.
Yeah, it is. So it's west.
Oh, you're right. That's west. Yeah, okay. It's the other west. All right. So
depends on if you're looking at it upside down or right side up.
Yeah, I guess. Mel says, thanks for showing how you made, in quotation marks, your gingerbread village. Had really fun time watching it. Good reality lesson, and decided that I will make my gingerbread house from cardboard. Yeah. And somebody was saying in my group they had seen my video about that, and no, you said you saw a guy in the grocery store was.
Well, he bought the same kit you bought.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
I didn't inform him that it wasn't too easy to make.
Yeah, I don't know if I was inspired to do it again. I think I would spend the money on one house, but a larger one.
They had a bigger one there, but it was a Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, well, big deal. Happy Hanukkah, whatever.
It still looked the same. It didn't look any different.
But my days of making gingerbread houses are over, and it was always something I wanted to try. It's on the bucket list. It's off the bucket list, and if you want a really good laugh, watch my video of me making it. It's a little slow at the beginning. It gets funnier as you go on, as I do swear in it. I'll warn you of that right now. I have candy everywhere. I have icing everywhere. And there were 5 houses in this kit. I ended up with 3. So you will see what happened if you check out the video. So basically, I'm showing you what not to do when you make one of these things.
And all you didn't even have to bake this stuff.
Yeah, Brenda says, love the gingerbread video. Never laughed so hard. You made my day. Oh, yes, Anita says, oh, yes, your gingerbread video was too funny. Jody says, I appreciate that you aren't afraid to try new things. Well, you know, somebody was talking about this in my class today, saying, you know, you see people put up videos sometimes and they show you their successes. They never talk about their failures. Everything comes out perfect and they make it look so easy, and that's the way it is. You don't see the trials and tribulations of what they've gone through before they got that perfect shot. I don't believe in that. You get what you get. I mean, I make no bones about it. I'm not good at everything, so, you know, you might as well. I think that's how you learn. In fact, I like to see videos like that. So, oh, okay, shouldn't do that. Good tip. Mel says, that's what I love about your videos, that you showed also those not so good moments. Oh, yes, and I have lots of those. Anita says, traditional gingerbread are just hard to do, period. Yeah, I wouldn't want to attempt to make it, like bake the gingerbread and all that kind of stuff. No, not for me. Catherine says, I found it entertaining. The final photos made me laugh. Yeah, I'm not sure what you call that village. Sort of a slum. I guess that's it. I didn't make a gingerbread village. I made a gingerbread slum. That's what it was. B says, it was fun. I made one from scratch years ago for a WI competition, not to be repeated. Yeah, I have a feeling. Oh well, one of those things in the must try once in your life. Okay. And Bev says, I have a friend who enters a contest every year at this hotel for gingerbread house building. She spends a whole year making her house. Whoa. Well, she's obviously a professional. And what did Walter think of them? There's your answer.
I kind of figured that would happen anyway.
Yeah, well, at one point, I think I mentioned it on either my vlog or on in this forum, that maybe we would do a video of the two of us putting it together. No, I think there would have been bloodletting.
Actually, I was tempted in the grocery line today to buy one.
Oh, competitive spirit here. He just wants to show me up. And he probably would, because he can decorate cakes and stuff. He knows how to use a pastry bag. I'm not that good with. Yeah, never mind. I know where my weaknesses lie. Of course, Bev says, I think you did great, Stephen, for your first time. Yeah, thanks for that, Bev. I know I'm not suffering under any illusions here of them being great, but they are sitting underneath my Christmas tree downstairs. Now, I was thinking about taking you on a little tour of our decorations. We don't get too involved in decorating.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But we've gone sort of on a mini scale this year. But in order to do that, I have to unplug the microphone from the iPad and walk downstairs and hope the connection stays there. So instead, I have done a very short video clip, which you can see tomorrow once my vlog goes up for broadcast. I will incorporate it into the vlog. So stay tuned and you can see that. As well, and you will see where I put the little houses as well. Catherine wants to know, did you enjoy the leftover candy? Actually, the gumdrops were quite good, but I used most of those that stayed on the house, and I'm still cleaning up candy sprinkles off of everything. Laugh out loud, Walter. You're a hoot, says Brenda. He's yours. What would you like for Christmas? A unique gift? I'll put them in a box, and I'll ship them wherever. No problem. Mel says, we're celebrating our 100 years of independence on Wednesday. And Mel's from Finland, right? Yeah. On Wednesday, December the 6th. Dozens of iconic buildings venues will be illuminated with blue and white lights, including Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. Oh, wait. Have I got things mixed up here? I was thinking... Mel, I thought you were from Finland. Because now I'm confused. Dozens of iconic buildings and venues will illuminate with blue and white, including... Oh, I get it. So they make up buildings that look like iconic sites around the world kind of a thing. Is that what it is? And so you've got Niagara Falls in that. On the Canadian side. Well, that's the side that's the best side, is the Canadian side. Actually, I'm not saying that to be sarcastic. It actually is.
The best place to see
it's the best vantage point to see it. And there is the Horseshoe Falls at Niagara Falls, which is the big one that you've seen pictures of and the whole bit. That's the iconic one. But right next to it, there's another smaller falls. It's all part of the one system, but basically the water comes down a river. It gets split between two channels, kind of a thing. And so there's one we call the American Falls.
Split by an island.
Yeah, split by an island. And the one called the American Falls. And it's not quite as spectacular as the Horseshoe Falls.
Yeah, but it's the American Falls because it's on the American
side.
But to see it properly, you have to be on the Canadian
side. Yeah. Yeah, it's a better vantage part. But anyways. Brenda says, send them on down, meaning you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, she says, I mean, they illuminate it from Canada. Not from America. Oh, okay, the illumination of fall. Yeah, they do. The lights are on the Canadian side. For those of you that aren't from this part of the world or have never seen Niagara Falls, at night they put lights onto the falls, and they have these huge, huge colored spotlights, but they're on the Canadian side, and they reflect off of it. Actually, what's really interesting, it's cold as hell, but what's really interesting is to see the falls in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Because they freeze. And then they put the lights on that,
well,
too.
they don't... The actual fall part doesn't really freeze.
But it's the mist over top.
The mist freezes, and the rocks below all freeze with water and that. And it's kind of spectacular to see. But it's cold as hell.
Brenda says, your voice is not in sync with the video. May have to refresh. Yeah, that's more likely a problem on your side than on our side with it, I would think. So yeah, just refresh, and you should be okay. So... what's been happening? Well, speaking of Christmas, we went to the One of a Kind show in Toronto, which they have at this time of the year, and we mentioned it last week that we were going. And I will have in my vlog tomorrow a video clip that I took while we were there. It was huge. It's huge. But as long as you wanted clothing, especially shawls, a lot of shawls, food like gourmet sauces and dips or chocolate. What was the
pottery?
Other? Oh, pottery, of course. And cards. Oh, jewelry. Okay?
Yeah.
That seemed to be what was there. And a lot of this stuff, I question the one of a kind.
Some of the stuff seemed to be like manufactured stuff, not really craft stuff.
I guess years ago when they first started this, it was all like, artisans who did this stuff, and everything was handmade. Now it looks to me like they've got a lot of commercial interest in it, or at least people who maybe the original design is theirs, but they're mass manufacturing it. Like the cards.
Like cards. They had cards, but they weren't really handmade cards.
No, they were. The artist may have done the cover on them, the one print, but they've been printing multiple copies of them. Like they've been scanned or whatever.
I mean, and there was like some artists there that did paintings and that too. So.
Oh, Brenda says refreshing work. Good. Glad that worked for you, Brenda. So it was. We didn't buy anything, but I did make a list of ideas, things that I want to try. So that was really why I wanted to go. I knew I wasn't going to probably buy anything because
some of the things were kind of interesting, but very expensive.
Yes,
right? Like there's a woman there. I saw her on the net that had these, because I like glass. They had these glass bowls that were supposedly laser cut or whatever at the top, so they had a jagged edge at the top. Glass is difficult to cut. You wouldn't be able to do that by hand to make a jagged edge, right?
Yeah.
And it was only a small bowl about this big or whatever, and she wanted $500 for it. So it's a little pricey for a piece of glass.
There were paintings there as well, lots of artists, and there was some interesting pieces of work there. But like Walter said, everything, you didn't go there to get a bargain. It's simple as that. It was, and actually, I think a lot of the prices were a little bit inflated. Yeah, sure, handmade stuff, it takes a lot of time, and people think because it's handmade, you're going to get it for next to nothing. Like, no, you're not.
It's like a lady I know that does stained glass, and she did a bunch of these special sun catchers that had, and she spent a lot of time on these things and everything. She was selling them for $35 or $40, but nobody would buy them because they said it was too expensive.
Yeah.
And people won't spend the money for the amount of time it takes you to make something like that.
No, that's right. So, but anyways, it was good to go. It was nice to see. And then from there, we went down to what's called the Distillery District. And I had mentioned this, I think, last week that we were going there. And they supposedly had a big Christmas market. Now, one thing we discovered was that I thought it was going to be $20 a person to get into it. But that's only on the weekends, on Friday and Saturdays and Sundays. I guess the crowds are humongous on the weekend at this place. In fact, to the point where you will have to stand in line, even though you have a ticket.
Yeah, I know. I read somewhere, stand in line to get in. And then on top of that, I read that somebody tried to buy something from one of the vendors in there.
Yeah.
And had to stand in line for an hour to get to purchase something from one of the vendors.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that was kind of crazy. That was on a weekend.
Yeah, so we went on a last Tuesday, and it was busy, but we didn't have anything like lines.
And we didn't have to pay to get in.
And we didn't have to pay to get in.
And just
as well, because it was a disappointment. Like, this area used to be a distillery. It used to be Gooderham's, and
Gooderham and Worts.
Yeah, and they made what? Scotch, whiskey,
whiskey, and that.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Rye. If any of you know what rye is more of a Canadian drink, but it's like whiskey.
Whiskey, rye, it's sort of
bourbon.
In Scotland they have
Scotch.
Scotch, which is the same type of family, more or less.
Yeah. But anyways, that has been abandoned for years and years and years. And then they sort of rejuvenated it, and they put in condos down there, and they put in all these sort of artsy stores, a lot of art galleries, private art galleries. It's very. I don't know how you describe it.
Actually, it sort of makes you sort of feel a little bit more like it's European because it's they're one of the they're the original old buildings, and in Toronto, and they actually have actual cobblestones in that area, so you get a feel like it's more of an older area. Yeah.
So they had all these extra stalls, though. All the regular stores were open, and we've been there several times, so we know. And they had all these stalls, though, that looked like little chalets kind of thing. They were all selling food. You could get poutine.
There's a couple of places selling, Christmas stuff.
Some Christmas ornaments. It was junk.
Junk that's made in China. So.
Yeah, it was junk. It wasn't. I mean, I'm thinking you spend $20 to go in there. We had lunch at
at a brew pub that's in there.
Which,
and we've been there before, but they've expanded.
And they've made it much more trendy looking. Before it looked like a pub. Now it looks like, you know.
They have sort of yuppie kind of food.
Yeah.
It's, we had a brisket on a bun with some fries, and it was...
an aioli.
It was a little overpriced, and it wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't very good. In fact, I was having a few problems afterwards, and I don't usually have problems, but I ate the aioli. And
I didn't.
And you didn't. And I don't know. But anyways, live and learn. So we didn't buy anything there either. Looked around again, trying to get some ideas, but I got more ideas from the One of a Kind show than from the Christmas market. So if you are anybody who lives in our area or is in Toronto or whatever and are planning to go to the One of a Kind show, unless you're going because there's some specific types of things you're thinking of buying, like for gifts or something, or you're looking for something a little different, for Christmas gift or whatever. There were ladies there with like carry-on bags for airplanes, dragging them around the wheels.
Not everything was super expensive. There were things that were, $35, $40 type of thing, but then there wasn't a whole lot of that there.
No. So let's see what's people saying here. B says malt whiskey from Scotland is wonderful. Scotch is something I tried to drink years and years ago and get acquired taste for it. And my father always says it smells like old socks. That's what he used to say about it. I don't mind it.
Okay.
It's okay. It's just not something... Well, we don't drink a lot of hard liquor. We're basically wine and beer people. And for those of you who came late, this is a Caesar, a Virgin Caesar. That we're drinking right now. It could have vodka in it, but really, I think it's a waste of vodka because you can't taste the vodka anyways. Not that vodka tastes that great, but I don't like hard liquor. Brenda says, Southern Comfort is my drink of choice. Oh, gag me. Oh, Southern Comfort, I can't stand.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
Oh, I've had it.
Is it sweet?
It tastes like coffee.
Oh, okay.
It is, but it's, it is. Yeah, it's sweet. It's a liqueur basically. It's a type of liqueur. There are some drinks that you put Southern Comfort in. I think Long Island iced tea might have Southern Comfort in it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Something like that. When it's mixed with other stuff, it's okay. But just to drink it straight, at least not for me. Other people love it. They absolutely love it. So. And B says that my son has inherited over 100 bottles of malt whiskey. Holy crap. Let's get to know him. Let's make a mess today. Oh, that's... I don't know your first name, Let's Make a Mess Today, but I go to your website or to your YouTube channel all the time too and watch your videos. And says, okay, I lost my spot here. You guys are so cute. You start from finish. You start and finish each other's sentences. So cute. Cute, or we've been with each other for so bloody long. It's like nothing surprises us. Well. Okay, so we went to those markets, and as I said in my vlog tomorrow, I've got some video clips so you can get a bit of a taste of what it was like. And let's see what went on. This past Friday we had RMG Fridays. We were art gallery attendants at our local art gallery.
Got your medal.
And I got awarded by surprise. I didn't know I was getting this until the day before. I got a special award for being a volunteer. Actually, I think they might have been scraping to the bottom of the barrel and looking for things to give out because this is This was Canada's 150th year. Our birthday this year. So there's been special things all year long. So now we're wrapping up. And I guess there was a fund or something, the federal government, for institutions or things to apply to get these medals that commemorate the 150th anniversary of our country, but as little, awards for people. So our local member of parliament was there to hand these out. Okay. I felt very honored to get one. I was very surprised to get one, so I don't want to sound like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth kind of thing. But here's what's ironic. On this little medal is the name of the politician. And it says Oshawa, which is the city we're in, and the year. And Canada's and the symbol we had for the 150th celebration. His name is on it. Now, I did get a scroll, a little printed out thing with my name on it, you know, thanking me for my volunteer service and this kind, signed by him and the whole bit. But I just think it's tacky. It's tacky. Why is his name on the medal? I mean, sure, they mass produce these stupid things. And I don't expect to have my name on it, but really, why does his name have to be on it? He's just an elected official. He's not the prime minister. No, we didn't vote for him. Wrong party. I almost said that when he handed it to me. Oh, by the way, well, thanks so much, but I didn't vote for you anyways. Whatever. But I guess it's the thought that counts. And the thought didn't come from him. The thought came from the permanent staff at the art gallery. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I look at it anyways. I just find it's funny. Maybe I can file his name off of it. I don't know. Write my own in a Sharpie. What do we got here? Blended Scotch whiskey is not good. It needs to be malt whiskey. Okay, so we're having an argument now over what kind of Scotch we should be drinking. My two fave drinks, dark beer and whiskey. That's Mel. And
dark beer and not mixed together.
No, I don't think she means mixed together. And let's make a mess. Let's make a mess. What do you really want me to call you? Messy? Messed up? It's easier if I call you by a name, if you don't mind. Dawn. Okay, thanks, Dawn. And Dawn, where are you? I've watched your videos. Are you out in California? I'm not sure. Thanks everybody for the congratulations on the award, but it wasn't that big a deal. Okay, but yeah, it was something. All right, wasn't something I was expecting. B says, my son is coming to Canada early next year for a holiday. He really likes Canada. Yeah, we like it too. Yep. Well, that's nice. So, has he ever been to Canada before? Is this going to be his first time? And what part of Canada is he coming to? We're pretty big, you know.
Yeah, very big.
We're the second largest landmass in the world. The only one bigger than us is Russia. Most of it's frozen.
It's 4.5 hour flight from here to Vancouver. So.
Brenda says, over your right shoulder, there are colors changing. What's that about?
Oh, that's our lights.
Oh, those are our lights. Those are our living room lights. And I don't know if I can... No, I better not. If I've got
we have these Philips Hue lights that we bought a while ago, and we let them change colors.
They're run from an app on our phones. And you can set them up. There's a Christmas display you can do too, and they'll actually go off and on with music if you're playing it. There's different settings. Well, this is called the color loop, so you're going to see these bit of a glow back and forth. Like if I shut off,
no, it's okay. Yeah.
You should start to see the reflection on the refrigerator.
No,
they slowly evolve in colors.
They're back to white again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I don't even notice them anymore.
Yeah, forget about them. But yeah, disco lights. That's what our outdoor display looks like.
Yeah.
We call it disco because the neighbors next door on the one side of us have got real classy. They have wreaths and they're using all white lights in the whole bed, and it looks very classy. Then there's our disco display. They change colors like these lights do, but they also do.
They have patterns and they run off my iPhone. So
yeah, and we have these little snowmen that light up that are in our garden at the front, and Walter decorated a small tree that's out there as well. And then the neighbors on the other side of us, they've got those giant blow-up things. Actually, at Halloween, it was hilarious because they had a blow up of a cat, with its back arched, and it was huge. But the thing was, the front part of it didn't inflate, and so it looked like you had the cat's ass was in everybody's face. It was hilarious. Now they got snowman out there, so whatever they're doing. All right, what's people saying here? By the way, Stephen, have you tried to cut balsa wood with your Cricut yet? No, they haven't come out with the knife blade. And that's the one. You won't be able to cut balsa wood, I don't think, with the regular blade. But the knife blade is supposed to cut that. And I just looked this morning because first of all, they told us it was coming out sometime in October. Didn't happen. Then they said it was November. Didn't happen. Then they said December. But then I was looking for it on their website and I couldn't find it. But then I finally found it. It wasn't in the usual spot. And it says, coming in 2018.
So are they having trouble getting this manufactured? Or?
I don't know. They're not saying a word about it. Which, really, that is the one thing that a lot of people who bought the Cricut Maker, and I was one of those, that was the selling point for me. I mean, the rotary blade for cutting material is wonderful. It works really well. But at the time that I bought it, I wasn't into my sewing stage that I'm into right now. So that wasn't the principal reason for buying it. But the knife blade was the one because I want to cut my own chipboard pieces.
It's got a sneaky suspicion that they're having trouble with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. So right now it looks 2018 sometime. Southern California, that's where Don is from. That's what I thought. Snowflake in Southern California. I don't get that one, Don. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but
was there a place called Snowflake?
Maybe. I don't know. Mel says, it's a pity we cannot get Cricut over here. Does anyone know where to buy it in the EU area? In Europe?
No, Europe.
That's
no
a good question. Do you have, I don't know if you do, do you have Michaels in Europe? I don't think you do. Because they're basically the exclusive seller of Cricut machines.
Plus, they'd have to have a Cricut machine that runs... on
a current, 220.
220 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Maria's here. Hello from UK. Hello, Maria. I'm just writing this down. UK. Mel says, no Michaels. No Michaels, at least not in Finland, yeah. And Catherine says, Alison Bromley, YouTube channel, Diggly has just returned to the UK after her first visit with her son in Toronto. Check out the YouTube channel and see what she has to say about Toronto. Yeah, I will. I will check that out. Let me write that down. Her name is Alison Bromley. It's Dingly. How do people come up with words like this? Deflecation. Okay, that is one heck of a word. No, people here, according to Don, no, people here are calling Liberal Democrats snowflakes. I'm proud of it.
Oh, Liberal Democrats.
Liberal Democrats, isn't that not an oxymoron? It's a synonym, isn't it? I thought Democrats were already very liberal with it, but something from last year's little show. Okay, so anyways, where did we leave off here? RMG Fridays, I got a medal. Yay. Yeah. Okay, what have we been...
Okay,
what have we been cooking? Okay, so last week we told you about our two new devices, our bread maker and our Instapot. Well, Walter's been having fun with both. He made a date loaf this week with the bread maker. And actually, this bread maker that we bought, we had a bread maker before, but we never made...
It did vertical loaves. This one does horizontal. So.
And the banana bread that you made a week ago turned out really good. And the date bread turned out really great. And then we did eggs, hard-boiled eggs. We saw it on YouTube. People swear by the Instapot for doing your hard-boiled eggs in like no time at all. And they're easy to peel, whether they're old eggs or newer eggs. And so we tried it. And yeah, it does do a pretty good job of it.
It's not really any faster.
But I don't think it's any faster. than doing it.
Yeah.
The only thing is the peeling part of them, I think, is a little better, especially if you have like eggs that are fresh. Because fresh eggs, when you boil them and try to peel them, you'll be doing it in little bits and pieces for days. But yeah, it's actually the Instapot is a good investment. I think we're going to get a lot of use out of it. So that's what he's been cooking. We went to a baby shower last night, and it was a co-ed baby shower. And
except there's only about 3. There's only 4 men there, including us.
Yeah,
or no, 5 men, I guess.
I mean, it wasn't a huge shower, but it was nice. It was put on for the daughter to the owner of the store that I used to work in and where I teach my classes out of. That's why we got invited. And she got some really nice things. But it's funny. They all sit in a circle as she's opening her gifts, and I guess this is what women do. I don't know.
I don't know. We've never really been.
Every little onesie or little booties or bibs that came out, we go, oh, that's so cute! Isn't that darling? Oh my God, that's sweet. I don't know. It's sweet now. It's cute, I'm sure. But once that baby gets it on, the first time it pukes all over it, and they're trying to get the stains out of that bib, I don't think it's going to be that cute anymore. But what do I know? I don't have children. Proud of it. And what's people saying here? I love dates, says Dawn. Date shakes are great. Date shakes? I've never had a date shake. Ooh. That doesn't sound bad. I like dates, too. So, Mel says, Maria, it's interesting to see what happens after... I might not be easy to buy things from the UK anymore. Okay. And Don says, I'm rolling on the floor laughing at the shower. Yeah, we weren't. Oh, and they had games, but we never partook in them because we had to leave a little bit early. And there's a hidden subtext in there. Anyways, but they had baby food. They had these jars of baby food that you couldn't read the label on them, and they had little Dixie cups with some of this slop in each one. And I think what you were supposed to do was you're supposed to try and guess by looking at it, maybe tasting it. I wasn't tasting it. It all looked like baby poop to me. And I guess, I don't know if there's prizes or what. And then they had, I thought this was kind of fun. They had a bunch of disposable diapers, but the ones, you know, for newborns, so they're little tiny things. And they had Sharpies, and you're supposed to write some message to her husband, because he couldn't make it. He's in the military, and he had to do some kind of thing all weekend with that, so he couldn't make it to the shower. At least that's what he told them.
I think it may have convenient.
I think it might have been very convenient but so we wrote things on. Somebody already started off. One person put on it.
Shit happens.
Oh yeah, shit happens. I put on one. I would have rather had a dog. And what did you write on one?
I said every day's a shitty day.
Every day is a shitty day. I don't know. That was kind of fun. They had food. The food was good. They did sort of an Italian theme, so there was sort of a variety of pastas and sauces for that, and some lasagna too, and some Caesar salad and that. So yeah, it was fun. It's just that we were definitely in the minority.
It's not really.
It's not really a man thing.
No.
To it, you know, like I don't know. But it was nice of them to invite us, and we gave them a lovely gift. It was cute. It was a little dog with a bone, little stuffed thing, and you pulled the ring. I guess you're supposed to hang it in the crib or whatever, and they can, whatever they do with it, claw it to death. And there was a little ring, and I guess if they get their little hand in it and pull it down, when they let go of it, it pulls the bone out of the dog's mouth, this little stuffed thing, and it goes back up. Kind of vibrates a lot, too, so I don't know. Maybe it had other purposes.
Plus a gift certificate.
Oh, yeah, we gave him, that was just a little toy. We gave him a gift certificate because I don't know what you buy for a baby. What, you know, sizes, color. Plus, we don't know the sex of the baby. So, everything was done in, you know, sexist colors.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of green and yellow on things. So, I don't know. If I was going to have a baby, I'd want to know what their sex is. I mean, I don't want the surprise thing. I mean, I don't care. I wouldn't care
Well,
if it was a boy or a girl, but
I mean, I've never had a baby, but
you haven't.
no, but
So what's
you would
this?
think that it'd be a surprise no matter when you found out. Of course,
Well,
I had a
my
lady at work that thought she was having a girl and ended up being a boy.
Oh, they told her it was going to be a girl.
Yeah, and it ended up being a boy. They misread.
How did they miss
must
that?
have misread. Maybe it was a small boy.
Oops.
Wasn't a black boy.
Okay, that's not very PC.
Okay.
No. All right. Oh, hi, Shelley. Shelley is here. I don't know if I missed anybody else by chance. So, what's for supper? Well, Walter has made his famous logs, his meat logs. Or as we like to refer to this kind of delicacy in my family as woof woof. Can you guess what I'm talking about? It's a very common comfort food. Anybody want to take a guess? I'll wait. I got all night. Go for it. Meatloaf, Shelley says. You've got it, Shelley. But he makes them round, like logs.
I do it like my mother made them.
Your mother was Dutch.
She made logs.
I guess maybe the Dutch made them as logs in case there was an emergency and there was a hole in the dike. You could shove your meatloaf into it and plug up the hole. I don't know. Actually, they're quite good. He makes good. We called it as kids woof woof. We told my sister it was ground up dog because she didn't like meatloaf. And when we were kids, and my mother made it the more traditional way in the meatloaf pan kind of thing. But we told her it was woof woof. And so that's what we still call it today. I like woof woof and meat log as well. So, yep, meatloaf. Nope, it's not hot dogs, Don. Sorry. But everybody, yep, it's meatloaf. So that's what's for din dins tonight. With what else did you make with it?
Mashed potatoes and spinach.
Oh, and spinach. How did you do the spinach?
My way.
Okay, I love spinach. I love cooked spinach. I like spinach washed, thrown in a pot with a little bit of water, maybe a little salt in the water, and boil the shit out of that crap so that it is, yeah, just goes, when you throw it on your plate, it just goes, ugh. I love it that way. He does it, what do? You add stuff.
I grind it all up and add a little bit of soya sauce and a little bit of nutmeg and put some breadcrumbs in with it. And mix it all up.
Actually, it's quite good. I like it that way, too.
Sort of like cream spinach, I guess.
Yeah. No, the stuff I'm talking about is more like cream spinach. But
Okay.
I don't know. But see, my mother did not like spinach. And if it was a food my mother did not like, it didn't matter about the rest of us. We didn't get to eat it. Although, on once every blue moon, because I would bug her to death about it, I want spinach. I want spinach. No one else in my family liked cooked spinach at all. Only me. So on rare occasions, she would buy a bag of spinach. She'd boil the crap out of it and give it all to me. And I loved it. I still love it. But until I met him, it's the way I thought spinach was supposed to be cooked. You just boil the crap out of it. And I still like the crap boiled out of it. But I like it.
Sometimes I'll do it that way because he likes it that way, but I like it this way. So.
Mel says, Walter, as your family comes from Holland, what's your surname, or do you share same surname with Stephen?
My last name is Vander Grond, Gronde, Vander Gronde.
No, we don't share the same last name.
He's bland.
I'm bland, but you know that. Yeah, boring, monotone, tasteless. Actually, bland is a very ancient name. It's actually Anglo-Saxon. And the original meaning for bland in Anglo-Saxon or Old English was windy and stormy. How it became the exact opposite to that, I have no idea. But that's what I used to tell the kids in school. Yeah, my name is bland, I'm in the dictionary, but that meaning in the dictionary is not what my meaning is. I go by the Anglo-Saxon. Windy and stormy. And I said, you want to find out? Well, it used to be enough for them.
Actually, my parents anglicized my name. My first name, because my grandfather's name was
Bye, Don.
Wouter, Wouter. And so my parents, when I was born here, I was born in Canada, my parents anglicized the name and changed it to Walter.
Walter.
Whereas my poor sisters had the Dutch versions of their names. Like my sister Jessie, we call her Jessie, but her actual name's Yitska.
Yitska. Yitska. Sounds like a Ukrainian dance. Yitska, Yitska. Go for Yitska. Was it Bev says, I won't eat any food from a can. That's just yuck. No, the spinach that my mother got came out of a bag, actually, not out of a can.
Yeah, like the stuff I had cooked them fresh. I cooked it fresh. It's baby spinach, actually.
Oh, we're getting baby! Yay, baby spinach. It's like baby cow.
Yeah, actually, I don't. My mother used to get canned vegetables and stuff like that, and I can't eat it.
Except peas.
Well, that's bullshit.
The peas in a can, those mushy like peas, they're not really mushy peas like they call them in the UK.
I don't know. I don't know if I could eat them now.
I probably couldn't either, but I don't know. Oh, and creamed corn. Oh, we should have had some creamed corn.
I don't mind canned beets.
Oh, beets. No, we've had this conversation on here before about beets. We're not going there. Brenda says, is Brenda right? Why can't I remember things without... Now I can't even find it. Yeah, Brenda. She says, Steve, you're not bland at all. Love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. They love me. They love me. Oh, you love me. What was that? That Sally Fields thing?
Didn't you hang around with a girl in university with the last name Blunt?
I dated a girl in university. Well, I didn't really date her. It was more or less... Well, it's a story for another time. But anyways... We were good friends, and her last name was Blunt, B-L-U-N-T. So I used to say to people, yeah, she's blunt and I'm bland. She's dull, I'm boring or tasteless. Yeah, great little dancer, though. She was a great dancer. Yep. I bet Walter's surname is very old, too. He's the only one in Canada.
As far as I know, I'm the only one in Canada that has that last name.
He killed all the other ones off.
Well, actually... the name is actually a bastardized version of the original name in Holland. It actually had an N at the end of it, and some centuries ago, the N got dropped off on my segment of the family. So I think there's a few Van de Grand N's that live in Vancouver.
Oh, well, in Finland, Mel says Walter would be translated to Valtteri. Valtteri, and Stephen would be Seppo or something like that. Seppo sounds like one of the Harps brothers. Harper or the Harp. Seppo. And Jones B says, I have a Dutch surname, Gilder, Gelder,
like the coin.
Oh, Gilder. Oh yeah, which should be pronounced Hilder, H-E-L-D.
Yeah, Hilder.
What? What? Yeah. Like, yeah, Dutch always sound like they're hacking up a loogie when they are.
Hilda. Yeah.
My late husband's family came from Holland to the UK in the 17th century. Okay. You have two dips for your chips. What are they? This is tzatziki. Greek style. It's sort of a Greek dip. It's cucumber and yogurt kind of a thing. And usually good with souvlaki, but it's good with everything. And this is spicy hummus, which is basically ground up chickpeas. It's a Mediterranean. I'm sure most people probably have heard of it. It's very popular.
Well, I don't know. We had my German cousin over from...
Oh, that's right.
She had no idea what it was.
No. Geez, I don't know.
But I don't know. In Canada, we have so many different ethnic groups here that we have a great variety of ethnic food here.
Yeah, you can get anything here. Anything from around the world you can get here in Canada, especially in the area that we live in outside of Toronto.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different types of food that we get.
Yes, I do need a refill. Jody says it looks like you need a refill.
Okay.
You don't have to shake it with the ice. Just throw a few cubes in there and then wait. He was mixing them up in a martini thing. So while he's doing that, Yep, time to refill the drinks, that's for sure. Okay, so we were talking about the baby shower. We've talked about the art journal class. Okay, something I was going to start last week, but, sorry. Have a pause here for a moment while Walter gets the ice out of the fridge. There we go. People write comments underneath my vlogs, under my videos and things like that, and I don't always respond to them. Well, some of them are just, kind of comments, there is no response necessary. If it's a question, I will try to answer it. But I get some interesting comments that I think I would like to share with other people. So if you don't mind, if by chance you write a comment on either my vlog or on Stephen and Walter Live or anything like that, and you would rather I didn't make it public. Of course, if you wrote it there anyways, other people are going to see it. So I guess it doesn't matter. Well, anyways, there were two comments that I was going to bring up. One was from Anita, and this was in response to not last week's, but the week before, when we were talking about the, how our senior citizens really get a raw deal, how the government doesn't really support them all that well and other institutions. And Anita wrote, assisted living for seniors starts at $4,000 a month base, plus then, depending on the level of assistance needed, add a minimum of another $1,500 and up. And that's what we're saying. It's extremely expensive. And the place where we were in yesterday or last night for the baby shower was actually in a senior residence, a nursing home, because Carol, the lady who was co-hosting this for her daughter, her mother lives there, and so it was convenient. So Rachel's grandmother could be at this as well. It's okay in there, but it's an older home, and yeah, I wouldn't want to be in there. We kept wondering whether or not we were going to have all our food put in a blender so we could eat it, but apparently they don't do that for us. But yeah, and that's something that's subsidized by the government, not totally paid for by the government though.
No.
And it's not horrible, but it really, what we were trying to talk about that week was, you work your whole life, the whole bit, you hit your golden years or whatever, and then you treat it treat it badly. And I don't think that's the way it should be, especially maybe I don't think that way now because I'm getting older. Maybe that's more important. And let's see, Catherine wrote last week, I'd love to try Walter's cheese cookies. Oh, she meant, okay, never mind. Can you have him reply with a recipe? Yes, so if you want to see the recipe for making cheese cookies, I have put it in the comments below the last week's Stephen and Walter Live vlog. So the recipe is there. There is a bit of a trick to the recipe because instead of measuring stuff out...
Well, no, I have... my mom changed it to cup measurement years ago. So I have the measurement. The original recipe is by weight, and it's in grams. So I have the original recipe there, but I also have the cup conversions. And I think I tried making it that way once before with the cup conversions, and it works okay. So
yeah, well, they were good. They're gone. You need to make more. Yeah, date bread, cookies. We always see out of our ears, and we're just not. Now we're just starting into the Christmas season too, and there's always tons of food. We got our turkey. They had special on turkey. What was it? 88 cents a pound.
Yep.
That. So we got a 14-pounder. That should do 12 of us if we have 12. 10 to 12. We'll have 10 to 12 here, depending with that. So let the season begin, I guess. Tomorrow I have to sit down and start making my lists about what's happening when and everything since we're hosting it this year. Good night, B. Okay, so moving on down. What's pissing off Walter? Well, this is good.
Well, which ones?
This is the one from Facebook.
Which?
You. You're talking about the comments on Facebook to the money the government was putting out to the LGBT.
Oh, that one, yeah.
So tell them the background.
Well,
okay. what? Okay, you
Okay,
tell-
years ago,
Yeah, once upon a time, years
years
ago.
ago, in the 60s and that, being gay was not, people in Canada could lose their jobs for being gay, and they could, they actually threw some people in jail and stuff like that too. So the government has now chosen to apologize to everybody for their wrongdoings. Also, if you were in the military, they could throw you out of the military and that too. So they apologized to everybody that now we all have equal rights and everything that.
And some of those people lost their jobs, they lost their careers, the whole bit at the time because they were fired.
Yeah, and then they couldn't get rehired anywhere, and it was a big hassle. So the government has given a formal apology to these people, and you can apply. I'm not exactly sure what the guidelines are for procedure, but you can apply for some sort of what do you call it? Refund? Compensation for any wrongdoing that the government might have done. So anyway, I was somebody I know, one of my friends posted this apology on his Facebook, and people were writing comments on about it, and most of them were positive, except for one woman commented that she was upset that she was agreed with the fact that they made the apology, but she didn't like the fact that the government was committing a certain amount of money, which is several $1 million. I think it was
$147 million.
$147 million to compensate people that were done wrong by. So, and you know, I had written a message on the, because it kind of upset me. Like, we've always suffered through a lot of discrimination over the years and everything. And basically what this woman was doing was saying that wasn't showing that this discrimination was what I see and a lot of people see is valid form of discrimination, right? So gay and lesbian people have never, people don't seem to see that as a
form of discrimination.
Discrimination, right?
Our government has apologized to the Indigenous people and have set up funds to compensate them for what they did to the Native people in residential schools. They basically took their children away from them and put them into these schools where they were basically trying to make them into white people, in a sense. So the government has now since apologized for that, has offered compensation for that. The government has offered compensation to war vets for this and that as well. The government over the last few years has been making an awful lot of apologies to an awful lot of people about stuff that was done decades ago, and they've put up compensation. There's money involved. So
I had said, if this was a racial issue, or if this was an anti-Semitic issue,
or it had been a woman's rights
issue, or it was any other ethnic issue, then it would people wouldn't bat an eye at it. They wouldn't even.
They would say, "Good, it should be done that way."
But it shows that there's still discrimination if people are looking at funds having to pay back to the LGBT groups that to compensate them, if they think that's not a valid cause to give the money to.
Yeah. So this woman wrote, and you responded.
Yeah.
And it shut her up. But what did you write? Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said it's a little bit more succinct.
It's not really what I wrote, but it's. I sort of said, well, if this was a racial issue, if it was an anti-Semitic issue, if it was an ethnic issue, and then they wouldn't complain about that. And I said, over the years, when we were younger, we've suffered a bit of discrimination ourselves. Like, I mean, I didn't. Over the years, and what else did I write?
I don't know. He wasn't there. I never read
it. And I've seen other things. I've seen people being discriminated against. I've seen people getting fired. I started my job in 1978, and at that time I could have been fired if they found. So everybody had to follow a low profile and be very quiet about it.
I could have been fired when I started teaching in 1981.
And we've known people that have been fired.
Yep.
And I've known people that have been gay bashed.
Yes.
To the point where they had to be hospitalized.
Yep.
And so we went through the times when there was discrimination.
Yeah.
And
So
it's like when you said in schools, or even I think it happened this year as a baseball player called somebody the F word.
Yes.
Faggot. And the guy was only given
a slap on the wrist.
slap on the wrist for doing that. But had he
Use the
done
N-word.
the N-word for a racial slur, he would have gotten more than a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
Right? And there you go. There's where discrimination is.
Yep. In fact, I used to shock the kids in school to bring home a lesson to them. I would walk down a hall and kids, especially grade 9 boys, would be throwing around the F word left and right. And they go, oh, he's a faggot, or something like that, or gay, and this kind of stuff. And if I hear that, I would, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to say
You don't say that word.
Okay, well, I would say, excuse me, and I'd say it in a loud voice. Did you just call him the N-word? Except I would say the whole word with it. And, the fear and the shock in a kid's face would look at me and go, no, I didn't call him that. Well, I said, you called him the same thing. You used the F word. Well, I didn't mean. I says, I know you didn't mean it, but that doesn't mean it was right to say it. So think about it twice. Said words can hurt, and they would back right off with it. But you sometimes had to be very dramatic to get a point across, and that was what I did. But anyways, that's a different topic altogether. So the bottom line was that what was pissing Walter off this week was the attitude that some people still have who see us as second-class citizens. And I'm sorry, I'm not second-class in anything that I do or for anybody. So whatever, lighten up. Here we go. So that was pissing Walter off this week. Anything else pissing you off?
Oh, people that trying to make left-hand turns during busy streets. When the streets are really busy. Okay. I was doing that today. Crossing several lanes of traffic to try and make a left-hand turn, right? And when it's really busy, right? Trying to butt in through traffic and everything, and
the ones
accidents.
That force
their way through.
in, yeah.
When I have to make a left-hand turn and it's that busy, I just make a right-hand turn and go around the block.
Yeah, but really. In the time you sit there trying to force your way into traffic to make a left-hand turn, you could simply go right-hand turn, go around the block, and you'd be there. All that time. I never get that mentality. It's like,
I'm always afraid somebody's going to ram into me.
Yeah, well, that would be my luck because I see you coming. Mel says, it's awful how some people have the need to categorize people. True. And Sandy says, loved your comment about the F word. Bingo. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. The F word is the F word. I don't know why you'd ever look at somebody and think they were just a bunch of little pieces of wood that you use to start a fire. Because that's what a faggot is. So, okay. Anyways, so I guess that's all that's pissing you off. I have some things, but I'm saving those for tomorrow, for the vlog. And Don says, I have an hour commute to and from work, so that really bugs me too, Walter. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to do that at all. That would be...
I used to have to do that.
Well, it was bad enough coming back from the markets on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there is only...
I decided to drive in rather than take the train.
Yeah, I want to take the train, but we were going to do 2 different ends of the city kind of a thing, so it was easier to drive. But we knew we were going to hit...
We left at around 3 o'clock thinking, I wouldn't... I don't know if I'd hit that bad of traffic, but it was bad.
I'll warn you, if you ever come to Toronto and you're driving a car, there is only one way off of the major highway to get into the heart of the city. Well, there's more than one way, but the most direct route is down something called there's something called the Don Valley Parkway, or as we like to call it, the Don Valley Parking Lot. This is a stretch of road that leads right into...
It runs from a major highway and leads into downtown city.
Yeah. And it's constantly bumper to bumper, and it doesn't really matter what time of the day you go. But if you hit it at rush hour, which, as we said, we thought we were a little bit ahead of rush hour, it was 3 o'clock. No. I don't know when rush hour starts anymore. It used to be you thought rush hour started about 5 o'clock at night and that people getting off work from the city and having to commute. But now it doesn't seem to matter.
And they've never made, they originally were going to make a second route into Toronto, but it went through a very posh residential area. It was going to go, and the people that lived there did not want it. So they axed that plan, and they've never ever revisited it again.
No, and they should have. And actually, backing up, Bev says, my family is doing something different this year since I'm hosting the Christmas Eve dinner. We're having tacos and enchiladas.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'd rather have that. That sounds good to me. That would be good. So, anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, that was the traffic. Okay, so moving on to what are we watching? Okay, I don't know if any of you know this show or not, but it's back on again for the 4th season or 5th season. I think it's the 5th season. It's called Vikings. It's on the History Channel here for us. He doesn't watch it, but I've been watching it since it first started, and I love it. It's a little bit gruesome, a lot of blood, guts, and gore in it, but it's really quite good. And I'm also watching, which he is not, something called Marvel's Runaways. And it's these kids and their parents are into some kind of culty thing, and one of the kids has got some powers. I don't know if the rest of them will have powers or not. I've only just started watching it, but I like those kind of shows. So, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's see, I'm just reading the comment. Anita says, sorry, I had a phone call and we'll have to catch up on video. I'm going to plug in to recharge. Take care. Okay, we'll see you later. And Mel says, Vikings, one of my all-time favorite series. Okay, so Mel, I guess you guys can see it in Finland. Yeah, actually, it is a combination between, part of it is produced in Canada. Part of what you see as Viking villages and stuff like that is actually Newfoundland here in Canada. And there's a collaboration between that and, I think, the Baltics or Norway or something as well. That are putting it together. It's really good. And Brenda says she loves Frankie and Grace. Yep, we were talking about that last week. We saw a movie. It was a strange little movie, Brixby Bear, about a kid who was abducted as an infant, and these two crazy people raised him, and he's now like 25 years old or something, but they live in what looks like a bomb shelter kind of a deal. And he's never gone to school. He's been educated by these people that abducted him. And they educated him through a series of videos about this bear, which was a stuffed bear kind of a thing, and his adventures. And anyways, it's a really bizarre thing, but actually it wasn't bad. It's kind of different. So it was on Netflix, of course. And on YouTube, something I've been watching now, or actually more listening to, because most of it's more audio than actual visual. It's called Earth Files. And there's this woman, supposedly she's a journalism, has been years, and she's following all the strange things about extraterrestrials. And my God, there's an awful lot of stuff out there that they're all pointing to this next year, 2018. There's supposed to be everything from these blue rays that are going to make people think it's the second coming of Christ or something. And
you listen to all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's all conspiracy theory. It's very entertaining. So I thought I'd look this woman up that runs this thing. She's supposed to be an Emmy Award-winning journalist. But I saw a picture of her. She looks like a loon. She's completely like, woo, out there. And I think aliens tried to abduct her, but they took one look at her too and went, hell no, leave that on the ground. And I read some other things, though, about her that other people, and basically, she's a quack. But these people make it all sound so
Yeah, but
believable.
you were looking at the flat Earth thing.
Well, out of curiosity. There's lots of interesting things out there. Doesn't mean I believe it, but, you know.
And then isn't there another one that's like, there's a hole in the Earth or something?
Yeah, the Hollow Earth. Yeah, Hollow Earth people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, there's all kinds of these theories about stuff that's supposedly going to happen, and the fact that we're in transition now between dimensions. We're moving from the 4th dimension to the 5th dimension or something. You know, and Well, if we're going into the fifth dimension, you'll know because you'll see this group will come up and start singing, "This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius." I don't know. They were the fifth dimensions. Okay. Mel says, have you seen Nashville? Great series too. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. But it's been on, I think, for quite a while. I think that show, I think it's in several seasons now, I think. I'm not really sure. Okay, so that's what we've been watching. And let's see, what's coming up? I'm doing a card class, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow on the vlog next week for the art gallery. And just to give you a preview of what's coming up on my vlog tomorrow, I'm going to show you my experiments in printed fabric. Now, somebody wrote on my vlog a week ago, I think it might have been Dorothy, who talked about, had I ever thought of printing my journal pages, because you know I scan my journal pages into my computer, and I use them to make cards and things like that. She said, did I ever think of printing it on fabric? No, I had not. So I thought, here's an idea. So I've been experimenting using my inkjet printer and material and printing this out and making my own large pieces of material. So I'm going to show that on my vlog tomorrow, and I'm going to do a special video that'll go into more detail about the different products I've been using and experimenting and what's been working, what hasn't been working, and all that kind of stuff. So that's tomorrow. What was that?
I don't know. I was just repositioning myself.
Well, let's pretend we're on the ocean. No. Also tomorrow I'm going to be looking at some new products I picked up. Actually, today after the class was over, I picked up some new stuff at the scrapbook store too, called Cosmic Shimmer, I think. It's
out of this world.
Yeah, really, and it shimmers. Yeah. And I said I'm going to have some video clips about our Christmas decorations. Don't get too excited about that. They're not that wonderful. And some video clips that I took from the Christmas market in the distillery and the one-of-a-kind art show. Oh, excuse me. These things are repeating. The one-of-a-kind show that we've already talked about. So I'm going to have those on my vlog tomorrow at some point in time when that gets out. And yeah, and I'll be, of course, looking at another YouTube station. What were we watching? Oh, yeah, what was that comedy team that we saw last night that we were watching on YouTube? Amy and somebody. They were Canadian.
I can't remember.
Amy and something. They're kind of weird. Amy and
Actually,
Ryan?
I don't know.
Amy and Ryan.
You seem to like it. I don't really.
Well, you don't like Letterkenny either. And
no,
I don't know.
Yeah, he likes watching Letterkenny.
I think Letterkenny is funny. It is funny. It's supposed to be funny.
Stupid.
Yeah, well, I didn't say it's the best comedy in the world. Sometimes you want a little stupid comedy. Yeah, Nashville's now in its 6th season, Mel says. So yeah, I knew it'd been on for a while. So anyways, that's what's been going on this week. What's our time like on here? Oh, I guess we're getting up there. So anyways, I don't think there's anything else. Got to go. Have a good night. See you on the flip side. That's Cindy. Yep, we're going to go too. It's nice talking to everybody. And next week we should be on at a regular time, about 4 o'clock on Sunday again. And yeah, so in meantime, if you have any comments or anything, just list them below the video. And as I said, I'll either bring them up on here and talk about them, or you know, whatever, I'll answer them right there direct. So nothing's out of limits. And bye, Shelley, and bye, Mel, and bye, Brenda, and we'll see you soon, and we'll see everybody else soon too. So have a great week. Don't forget to tune into my vlog tomorrow when it's posted. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Okay, I'm having trouble stopping it. What's going on? There we go.